So welcome to the AI Income Engine. Now, this is going to blow you away, but I want to tackle something really quickly. You're already paying for the most powerful tools in history, and the problem is they are not paying you back. So this free workshop, everything we're going to be covering here is basically going to get you to build one real income asset with AI, and we're going to cover that exact method live here. Now, you showed up live, and that already pays off. See, I need you to write down this little code word. Put this on a piece of paper. You're going to need this at the end of the webinar, and that keyword is ship. Keep it close. I'll give you a link to claim a very special bonus and qualify for a bonus at the end. So the first one is a free Kickstart build kit. So as you're here in the first 5 minutes, this is going to be yours at the end. So it's done for you Wayland blueprints that you can run the moment you open Wayland. And if you're not sure what Wayland is, you didn't see that when you registered. We'll talk about that more as we go through. Second, there's a chance to win an hour with me, one-on-one, to consult, go through what you're looking at, where your business is, and how AI can help you do more in that business. So we'll also help you build your money-making asset together. One winner drawn when the launch this week closes. So let me ask you a question. If I could show you how to build a real sellable thing with AI, I mean, something that will actually generate revenue and growth for your business, a product, service, an app or a book, it doesn't matter if it's a paid offer, a client service, a lead magnet, a little app, a book, could also be a full-on SaaS platform, a content engine, a course or program, a newsletter. Well, this is what we're talking about. And if you stick around to the end, before we're done, I'll show you 1,300 of these real specific ones that you can actually build right now. Now, does that sound cool? Put a 1 in the chat box if you're interested in this, because you can do all of this with no code, no team, no fortune, in days, not years, even if you've never built a thing before. And I'll prove every word to you live right in front of you here today. So would you be interested if we could do all of that? A simple yes or no in the chat box real quick. And I do like to keep this interactive. I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing this for you. So the more interactive you are with me, the absolute better, okay? All right, cool. And seeing a flood of yeses, that's always cool. So you personally can build one real thing that makes you money with AI, even possibly today, not someday. And if you leave believing only one thing, leave with that. And stay to the end, and if you get even one light bulb moment, today was a win. Is that a deal? Okay, so here's the receipt, so to speak. Add up what you spend on AI every month. Now, answer one question, just to yourself. You don't have to type it in the chat box. Has any of it actually built? What has any of it actually built for you? And I don't mean helped with. I don't mean it's given you ideas. I mean actually freaking well done, built, shipped, and put $1 in your pocket. Now, this could be your ChatGPT, your Claudes, your Mid-Journeys, what have you, writing tool, whatever. The app you forgot you're even subscribed to. You see, the tools were never the problem. You've got a garage full of the best power tools ever made. What you were never handed is the blueprint and the foreman, and in about an hour, I'm going to close that gap here, okay? Now, you don't have an AI problem. You have an AI to income problem. Everybody's got a chatbot that can open or something like that. No one's got an engine actually running. Now, it's not just you, okay? 95% of enterprise AI pilot programs return nothing to the business, okay? Almost nobody changed how the work actually gets done. Only 21% of companies have actually redesigned the work that actually gets done around AI. And it's getting worse, not better. Companies are abandoning most of their AI initiatives right off the bat. That's jumped from 17% to 42% in just 1 year. Now, here's the thing. You and I have an advantage. The small and fast companies are beating big and slow. See, small firms are now leading big, slow to move and adopt companies in 9 out of 17 tracked AI use cases. Now, before I tell you a single thing about me, look at this. This is a real thing on the internet right now, and again, built in front of me. Now, hold this image. I'm going to prove every single pixel of what you can do with this as we go, but let me tell you where all this came from. Now, here's what we're going to do today. The method is free and it's yours to keep. The proof, watch it, build something real, and the next step optional for people who want to do it with me. Okay, so these are three of the things we're going to cover today. But the quick question is, a lot of people, are probably thinking right now, is this for me? Well, here's this for. Builders and operators who want to make a real thing, not just talk about it. People who are sick of the idea just sitting there, okay? It's been in your head for months. Maybe you've tried a couple of times to get something going. Today, it gets built. And this is not for magic button seekers. If you want to press a button, make $1 million by tomorrow, this is not for you. If you want, to make money while you sleep with zero work, this ain't it. I'll be straight with you, okay? Now, I'm going to make you one big promise. I'm going to teach you the actual method, not a teaser. Before we go further, 3 things, okay? We've got to get this straight. 3 things. The people in this space won't say these and are exactly the people you should close the tab on. So, disclaimer number 1. This is not get rich quick. There's no magic button. I'm handing you a method and a machine that does the heavy lifting, but you still point them at something and ship it. If you came for a magic button, leave, let someone else in because we are almost at capacity, and that's fine, okay? And you do so with my blessing, and I wish you all the best. Okay, disclaimer number 2. Yes, there is an offer to continue this journey we start here today. You don't need it to win today. See, at the end of this, there's a paid masterclass where we build your thing together live through an entire week. Now, I'll tell you about that later. You do not need to buy a single thing to get value today. The teaching is the teaching. The offer is the extra steps, the continuation of this journey. And number 3, I make my money doing this, not just teaching. If you've seen anything about me, hell, you've seen Wayland. That's me doing. If you've seen Flux Router, that's me doing. If you've seen Wayland Core and any of the other stuff I do, any of the other programs and things I've done over 27 years, that's me doing. I also just love to share what I do and how. So I make my living building with this exact method. This entire workshop was built with the exact method and tool I'm teaching you today. All the pages you registered on, the system I'm about to hand you access to, all of it. You're sitting inside the proof right now. The entire website, the entire flow of software. Wayland even built itself using the same principles. You're living inside that proof. So we'll come back to that in a moment. But there's 3 secrets, 3 shifts, if you will, about where we're going to really prove today for you. Now, secret number 1 is the vehicle. It's not about the tools. It's about commanding one agent. Secret number 2 is the edge. Being non-technical is now your advantage, not your disqualifier. And secret number 3 is the proof. You don't need money, time, or luck. You need one shipped asset. And that's what we're going to focus on. So that's the honesty. Now let me tell you where this came from. I'm not an influencer. I'm not an AI bro. I'm a builder and an operator. The boring, profitable kind. Software, offers, systems behind them. I'm a systems guy. Keep that lens on everything I say. Now, I hit the exact wall you hit. When the AI tools showed up, I did what you did. Got excited, bought everything, then they lost the plot, confidently handed me garbage, and I spent more time fixing the AI's mess than if I'd done it my bloody self. You see, the tools weren't broken. They had no process and no manager. I was hiring brilliant freelancers with no brief, no order of operations, no quality check. So I built one. 5 steps, plan it, cross-audit the plan, build it, cross-audit the build, then ship it. Okay, I run all my businesses on this method. Now, every page, every product, and I have no idea what you'll build. Anyone who tells you that they know is lying, okay? So what I can promise you is the method, and you'll watch it work today. Now, you see, running the method by hand still meant babysitting a dozen tools all day. So I built something to be the format. One agent that commands every other agent, every tool you already pay for, and you tell it what you want, and it drives the rest and does the bloody work. That is Wayland. This is what I handed you the moment you registered. Now, it's really one agent commanding every agent, a foreman that runs the whole crew so you don't have to. And it doesn't matter what you're using, Claude Code, Gemini, ChatGPT, Codex, Hermes, OpenClaw, or any of the other ones out there, okay? Now, the depth behind the install. You see, every one of these is a reason it keeps working for you long after day. It's a self-evolving agent, brilliant today, smarter tomorrow. It learns you how you work. You can create projects so that everything is organized on your system right now. Your work organized, shared, ready to ship. On top of that, there's over 73 pre-built assistants, all specialists in their own domains, actually useful and built to get stuff done. Over 176 pre-built workflows, ideas to outcome. This is what it's designed to do. Take an idea, go through the workflow. It will automate as much of it as it can or work with you, whatever the workflow specifically needs, until you get to an outcome ready to go. You can create scheduled tasks, so you set it once, let it run while you sleep. That's actually 50. I've added 50 teams now, all specialists in their own organization. You can create custom teams on demand, but these teams are already pre-built with the right assistants all ready to go to work together. And again, it's like having a company ready to go. In fact, we have a thing called standing companies, which are pre-built companies which you can deploy, and you're ready to go. And you can build your own, obviously, on the fly. It has shared memory, so every system you have all remembers across whatever you're doing. All your different agents can share that memory. And over 2,200 pre-built skills that can load on demand in the system. And that's the tip of the iceberg. We have so much. You can connect your entire stack. So like, for example, Canva, Gmail, Workspace, Stripe, Slack, whatever. Command it from anywhere. You can actually run this all from your phone, deploy it in the cloud, or like I was doing recently, 30,000 feet above the ocean heading to Japan, I was running and building stuff from my home desktop here in Bangkok while I was on the plane, all from my phone. Drive it from any channel, so WhatsApp, Discord, Slack, disciplined execution, any model on the fly. We have over 104 different providers we support for large language models. Free, hands-free voice, local or cloud. If you run your own model, you can do that too. And you run it for free. Start in the cloud, run on local with some of the systems out there like Olama. It's all built for you, okay? So, my story. First, the method is the part you keep forever, whether you ever touch my stuff or not, okay? So, you'll see it do all of this live, but the method comes first because that's the part that stays yours forever. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons building with AI is the best shot you ever had at success in life. Reason number 1, the leverage flipped to your side. You see, one person with the right method can now do what used to take a whole team and a budget. And I actually did this just as a sidebar with one of the tools we built recently. I was like, okay, for how long this took to build, how long would it take a full dev team of senior developers and junior developers to take? We did the work of a 20-man team that would have taken them 2 years, and we did it in a week. That's pretty bloody impressive. But that's the power that is now in your hands. You just never had the foreman, like I said, to run them. These tools are the team. That's why it matters. You are no longer outgunned. The little guy finally has the big guy's firepower. Okay? Now, reason number 2, you build an asset, not a hustle. So many people try and hustle and get crazy, but this isn't trading hours for dollars. You build a thing once and it keeps working after you walk away from the desk. Hustles end the moment you stop. Assets don't. So you own it. It compounds and it outlives the effort you put in. Now, reason number 3, almost no cost and very low risk to start. You see, you don't need inventory, no staff, no office, no loans. The tools are a few bucks a month and you already start paying for themselves right away. What are you really risking? A weekend of effort? I can't think of another real business in history with downside this small. And this is why it matters. The downside is small, the upside is real. You just got to put in the effort. So no matter what you want to build, okay, this is the point. Most people think, oh, well, if I'm working with AI and I have to build an asset, it has to be software, okay? Well, it doesn't matter. If you want to build a SaaS platform, you want to create a lead gen or write a book, build a sales funnel, whatever you want to do, the system is there to do it. Hell, I'm using this right now to write a whole load of cyberpunk novels. That's nothing to do with business. That's just my fun project. But the whole point is that the tools here and everything we're showing you right now is all at your fingertips. All you got to do is follow the process. Okay? So the timing window is right now and it's closing. And small and fast, like I said, is beating big and slow. Small firm AI use is climbing while big firms' use dipped. And small firms now, like I said, lead in about 17, half of the 17 track use cases. Now, 2 years from now, everybody and their dog is doing this. The people who win big are the ones who learn this method while it's still early and rare. That's today. The gap between people who can direct AI to build things and everybody else is the widest it will ever be. Okay? So that's 5 reasons. So that's the why. Here's the what. Let me teach you the whole method on one screen. So this is it. Plan, cross-audit, build, cross-audit, ship, and that's it. One loop, a machine runs. 5 steps. And I'm going to go through each step here, okay? So here's why. AI always looks done before it actually bloody well is done. So there's a gate after every step where it generates something. You cross-audit twice. Now let me walk it. Now the first leg is plan. Brainstorming, clarify, plan, refine. This is where most people never even start. They just get excited, and you've seen all these absolutely terrible online apps that say, oh, build this wonderful thing with just one sentence. That is the biggest pile of bollocks I've ever heard in my life. Most of the biggest problems come from a lack of planning. And this is really where, even if you make the best plans, there's still gaps in everything you do. Now, planning. If there's an old phrase, if you measure twice, cut once. It's double checking everything from this stage, thinking it through. The more you plan, the better the output will become. But most people, don't even get started. They jump in all excited, straight to the build with no plan. And then they wonder why it fails. Now, this is very, very important. This is mistake number 1. We don't skip it. We make the machine plan first. Brainstorm, clarify, drill down. This is so important, as you'll see in a minute. Now, here's the thing. We should get the machine to actually interrogate you to get the plan tight. Because here's the thing. There's going to be things you don't know, maybe not have even thought about, that you have blind spots on. This is very important. Next, we cross-audit the plan. Now, a cross-audit, it can even be within one model, but what I like to do is I like to get multiple models in on this. So, for example, if I'm building, say, with Claude, Opus, or something like that, I'll actually tell it to audit the plan, looking for gaps or problems or issues, things that I don't see. And I'll also feed that into something like ChatGPT and Gemini. What this does is it eliminates blind spots, hallucinations, and they all confer, they all talk together, and then at the end of the day, you have a plan. Because obviously one of them has to be the judge and say, okay, well, that's a hallucination. We all disagree on that, But an adversarial audit, a panel of judges checking each other's homework, eliminates 99% of all problems and also looks at things differently than you do. And the good thing with Wayland is, again, it can handle all of that, plus connect everything together so they can all talk through it on your behalf and come back to you with an even better plan. Fixing any problems or gaps or short-sighted holes that you may have missed happens to me all the time. You don't know what you don't know. And all of these AIs are, well, basically PhD level experts in pretty much every domain. Then, and only then, do we move on to building. The machine does the labor, you direct. Now the machine does the heavy lifting. You point, it builds. You're not typing, you're steering. You are the coordinator of the effort. And then we cross-audit the bill. We call it the no-slop gate. AI always looks done before it's actually done. So after the build, the machine has to prove its own work against the plan before it's allowed to move on. And we can bring in, as I say, multiple AIs to do that. And we do that once after the plan and again after the build. This gate catches the slop before it ships, the holes, the gaps, the security problems, the leaks, if you will, everything else, performance, resilience, whatever you're doing. Now, again, I'm using a software terms there, but think about it if it's a book. Think about it if you are writing a book to give away, you want to cross-audit to make sure all the stuff is accurate, factual, that the diagrams, if you're using them, work or what have you. If you're creating a website, making sure everything is good and works, there's no broken links, yada, yada, yada. whatever that looks like. And if you're not sure what that cross audit should look like, ask the bloody machine, and it will tell you what it needs to check for in that regard. And then, and only then, once you've maybe done even 2 or 3 iterations of that, are you ready to ship? You see, you never ship stuff that you haven't double checked all the way through. And I guarantee if you do this, if you go through this entire process, when you get to a final product, it will be infinitely better than if you just try to do it from scratch, or like some of those bullshit things, 1 sentence and you're done, you know. Go up to a website and say, I want to build my own custom Netflix, and that's the only information you give it. What do you expect to come out the other end? Okay, so yeah, this is why we do this. And for any project, if it was content creation, if it was, I wanted 200 blog posts, you know, I'm going to go through this process for everything. Wayland was built on this principle. Flux Router was built on this principle. You see, today, what we're doing today is just part 1. You're getting the whole method, not a preview. You walk out with this method and a plan started. Now, part 2 is simply where we build yours together. You see, here's the problem. Quick recognition check, if you will. Think about the last time AI let you down on something real. You see, no plan, so it wandered off the rails, no quality gate, you know, so it handed you bullshit, to be honest. No ship step, so it never got finished. You see, here's the thing, secret number 1, if you will. It's not about using AI tools, it's about commanding them. 1 agent. So 90% right, then 3 hours finding the last 10% was garbage. And you couldn't even tell which 10% that was not an AI problem. That's a no quality gate problem right there. All right, enough theory. Just let me show you right now in front of you. I'm going to build a real working thing in 3 moves. Plan it, build it, ship it. And I'm not going to use some toy example. I'm actually going to solve the exact thing most of you walked in here stuck on. And this is going to be very powerful. Now, full transparency, this part is not live. I pre-recorded it and I sped through the boring parts. Nobody wants to watch a generation bar crawl for an hour. So it's mind-numbing. We don't want to do that, especially given the time crunch we have here. So everything you're about to see is real. I just fast-forwarded through so you can see what the actual work was and everything else. So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with this, and I'm actually going to build something that's going to be useful to you. I had this idea, I was thinking, okay, what will we do as a demo? But here's the thing. People's number 1 problem isn't motivation, is they don't know what to build. So I'm going to build an answer live right now, and I'm going to start the way you should with everything else. Now, here's the thing. I've got a whole lot of tools I can use here. I can just start with a chat. I can use any one of the available assistants to think. I could say, for example, in this case, I'm going to create a little micro app. So I could use any one of the DevOps or front-end dev, or I could write a book, or I could do like a special report or a giveaway or a product launch. There's all sorts of things here. I'm not going to use any of these. I could also create a project. So create your first project and we'll call it Build It. And I could give it a description about what we're going to do, choose a folder, continue, draft instructions with AI and prompt it, and it would get everything started up. I'm just going to create the base project here, come into it, and projects have all of the chats associated, all of the files that are created go in here. I can create reference material if I want to drop in. So if I was writing a book, one of the things I'm doing right now, I'm writing a series of books, business books and everything else. Guess what? They're all under, each book is under its own project. That's a great way to start. You can also use workflows, which are pre-done setups with steps, and you can create your own workflow, automatically create. We can create a team to create whatever we want. So again, these are all individual, like we have assistants. Imagine a team of assistants, each one with their own skills, building whatever I want. We're not going to get into that. We're going to keep it simple for right now because, well, for what we're about to do, it can be pretty simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a prompt, and it's going to be as simple as this. I'm going to use Wayland Core. I'm going to set everything on autopilot because, again, my system is pretty good. And I don't have to go through a trust gate every time, although, again, you can run that whatever way you want. And I'm going to use Flux Auto as the model, so it automatically picks the smart. So it's going to pick the best model to do the best job at the best price. And basically the prompt is this. I want to build a giveaway web app for my audience. Their biggest problem is they don't know what to build to make money with AI. I want a searchable library of real specific income ideas that they can build with an AI, each one with a real playbook and the exact prompts to start. I don't exactly know what that will look like yet, so brainstorm with me. Ask me what you need to nail the plan, and then give me the plan. Now, I'm going to hit the button, I'm going to let it do it, and then I'm going to fast forward all the way to the end because we don't need to go through all the rest of it. You just need to see it in effect. So that's going to go. Let's fast forward. All right, so here's the thing. Just to recap what it did. It needed 8 inputs. I gave it quick reply. Done, it created it. Also made recommendations, and here's the plan. Now I have some ideas. I can go through this, decide what I want to do, how I like the idea, if it's generated any ideas. And that's it. Planned. I can go back now and I can reframe the plan. I can come back with any ideas, any suggestions. I can expand upon this. And I've already got an idea. I've already got a refined plan. So you just watched the plan leg of the loop. Brainstorm, clarify, plan from, I wouldn't say a vague sentence. I had a good idea of what I was doing, but you can see it wasn't that fleshed out. I wanted to seed the idea and then build from there by answering questions and going through that loop. Now, here's the thing, and I want you to sit with this for a second. That person, me, didn't write a line of anything. I just answered questions from a seed idea, like a normal person having a conversation. Now, hold that thought, because in a few moments, I'm going to come back to exactly what that means for you, especially if the word technical makes you nervous. Now, everyone can generate, almost nobody can ship. The difference is the one step everyone skips. So we're going to do a cross-audit gate. Okay, so to do a cross-audit, it's very, very simple. I want to do an adversarial cross-audit of this plan. I want to check for gaps, improvements, opportunities, problems. I want to anticipate anything from a flow perspective that would be a problem. Now, I voice dictated that just for speed, but this is the thing. Now, again, you can also say something like using other platforms like Claude Code or Gemini or ChatGPT of this plan. This way I can get 3 different AIs, or in this case 4, and say, okay, well, what is available to me? Again, this actually has a system built in which we call IJFW, which means it just fucking works. But this will allow it to spin up and have a look and say, okay, let's get them all in on the action. So I'm just going to hit that, and again, fast forward. And we're done. So here's what it is. I created a cross-audit file here, an adversarial audit of your current plan. Let's have a look at it. You can see it's created it here, and it's made suggestions. Claude, pressure tested, execute, core things, Okay, and I would read through this, agree with what I want, monetization. So it went even deeper. So apply that to the plan, please, so we have a full build plan that we can execute. Done. So I'll fast forward through that, and we have a final plan. And so here we go. It's created version 2 of the master plan. All good to go. It's actually built a very extensive plan. Now, obviously, I'm speeding through this. I need to actually read it. But yeah, it's actually got a full checklist. It's got prompts. It's got everything we need to actually build it. So we are good to go. So let me name what you just saw. That was the cross audit, and it's the gate, the no slop gate that makes AI output actually trustworthy. It helps eliminate hallucinations. It allows you to cross-reference it with multiple AIs, checking each other's work, and that's very powerful. It removes all the BS that potentially sleeps in there that you didn't know about. This is the step that makes AI output trustworthy. You'll never get that just poking at a chatbot. It refuses to hand you garbage if you make other AIs check each other's work. That's why what comes out the other end is actually shippable. Now, the slot problem is real. The thing that's burned you every time, and it's a solved problem now, and the tool is real. And being non-technical is now an advantage, not a disqualifier. Your brain just said, maybe it's not for me. Maybe you believe the tool's real now, and right now that wall went up in your head. So let me knock that down. I used to think the moat was knowing how to build. I spent years learning how to build by hand. And I thought that was the skill. I was wrong, especially in this day and age. Someone, a good friend of mine, who's never written a line of code, never produced an asset, never produced a product, a course, or anything else, sat down and shipped a working asset before I had even finished my coffee. And we were just at a coffee shop. I was showing them, gave them an install, let them play with it while I was ordering my coffee, and boom. They just flipped the laptop around, showed me what they built and what have you. Boom. And I was so impressed, even though I know what it's capable of. They pointed Wayland as an idea and was done before I'd even caught up. Now, the people drowning in how are the slowest. The ones who just say what clearly are the ones that win. The skill was never typing. The skill is knowing what you want and saying it plainly. See, no bad habits to unlearn here. You're the director. Wayland is the crew. This is why you don't need to be overly, I would say, developer orientated or anything like that. You see, here's the thing. You're not in here there arguing with Wayland about something that should be built. You tell it what you want. It handles the how. Okay? That's the whole point. The plumber doesn't lay every pipe by hand anymore. He directs the crew. You tell Wayland what, like I said, it handles the how. Non-technical means zero bad habits to unlearn. Don't know what to build? Good. The method finds it with you. You don't bring the idea. That's why step one of the loop is the brainstorm and clarification. The method does the hardest part, helping you decide. Remember the demo? Vague idea to a concrete plan, just like that, just by answering a few questions. Now, stop thinking about my example. What is your example? What would help you where you are right now? What's the first thing that comes into your head? The offer you've been sat on, the tool in your niche that they would pay for, the book. The method runs what you put in. And right now, I'm sure in your head, you're already picking it right now. In your head, that's where it all happens. That's not an accident. Think of today as part one. You're already at day zero with a target. See, non-technical isn't your disqualifier. It's your head start. You don't need to be technical. You don't even need to arrive at an idea. This is where the brainstorm and the planning kicks in. The method finds it with you. Now, secret number 3 is external. You don't need money, time, or luck. You need one shipped asset. Now, there are 4 external objections, and they all come under one flag of the world won't let me. So let's go through them one at a time. The first one is no time, okay? The world won't let me because I have no time. Well, it's a loop, not a marathon. You ship one asset. The Masterclass is 7 days because that's all it takes. And Wayland does the hours, not you. This is the important thing. No money? Well, you already pay for the tools sitting unused in your browser tabs. Wayland is the one agent that finally puts them to work. You're not buying more tools, you're using the ones you have. If you have no audience, that's the thing. Well, won't let me because I have no audience. The asset is how you build one. The asset is how you sell, or the thing that gets you clients, or the lead magnet that builds the audience that you don't have yet. The world won't let me because I'm too late. Well, this is the opposite. You're early to the part where regular people can actually do it. 6 months ago, this stuff took a developer. Today, it takes a director and a desktop app, which you already have, and the window is open right now, and you're standing right in it. You see, it blows my mind how few people are actually getting results with AI, getting the focus to do what it needs to take. You're early to the party. Non-technical people can actually do it. The tools only got better this year. And that's why I built Wayland. That's why we use this in our team, okay? The origin story of Wayland was we used this to wrangle everything together that was AI into one simple system. And that's why we built this. Then we polished it and thought, hey, everyone else could benefit from this as well, which is why we then spent the next few months optimizing this and making it ready for you. And now that's what you have right now. You're standing right in it. Don't blink. So now it's time to ship, the part where it becomes real. You've seen the plan, the brainstorm, the cross audit. You've seen the build and the cross audit. Well, now it's time to put it out there. Let me show you the last leg, and then I'm going to show you something that changes how you see this entire whole workshop. And now comes the fun part. We're actually going to build and ship this. So we're going to do a build, cross audit, and then ship it. I'm going to do that real quick. Very similar to what we just did. I'm going to tell it to build from the plan. Then I'm going to tell it to, all right, that's great, cross audit. And then we're going to build it. So we'll do that real quick. All right, following the master plan, I not only want you to build it, but I want you to generate 500 to 1,000, even 2,000 ideas. See what you can do, and let's go. Build it in detail, aligned with the session, the notes, the plan, and I want it high quality output based on that, and I want it to look like a premium product. All right, so we are done. And what I did here, again, just going through all this, I won't go through all the code it generated, and a couple of mock-ups that were generated. Let me just show you. I went through a couple of times of design styles, so you can see actual previews here, and then it just got better, mocked up. I just wanted to get a design style in play, and then got demo playbooks and stuff like that. So I went through a couple of iterations until it came up with the full freaking app right here, which doesn't preview here. So I'm just going to open it up in a system app. And here we go. Wayland. What can you build with Wayland? So actually, you know what? I'm just going to do this. Yeah, we'll go incognito mode. So you can see the email gate. And let's just do Sean at some email.com. It actually has validation, so let's unlock the list. This email domain can't. So, okay, let's just do one of my throwaway ones. Okay, boomski. There we are. Here's the app. And let's just say, what can you build with Wayland? Okay, so now we've got all these demos, all these different things. Let's just say micro SaaS. Okay, because we got 1,389 suggestions. 17 industries. Let's have a look-see. Whoops, no. Let's do micro. Let's go. Here's a micro SaaS idea. There we go. Medium barrier, a week or two. You could probably do it quicker. It breaks it down into who, what, why, where, when. There's your prompts. Again, easy copy, easy copy. There you go. There's all the stuff you need. Copy the first build prompt and open in Wayland and build it. There you go. Now, admittedly, that took about 2 hours of building. I went back and forth a couple of times. What I should have done, honestly, is in the plan stage, done a full mock-up and build and everything else, but this was just a play demo. So I did that after the fact, during the build, a couple of cross audits, same kind of process. You know, boom, can you do it? Can you do this? Reverse audit. You know, I would like to look for gaps, problems, challenge, that process, and now we're done. And we have a full app ready to roll. That's the power of this process. And now it's ready for me to throw up on a server, and I'm shipped and I'm good. So there you go. That's it, built. And here's the thing. You're standing inside the proof right now. For example, the entire sales page that brought you here, the registration page and everything else, built by Wayland. The bundle and everything else that we're going to be talking about in a few moments, built by Wayland. The community, the Discord community that goes with Wayland itself, built by Wayland. The install flow, everything you saw that got you here. Even Wayland itself was built by Wayland. Can you believe that? It built itself. When we said it's self-evolving, we actually really meant it. And now here's the other thing. This thing that you're seeing right now, this presentation, built by Wayland. And here's the thing. I'm not using PowerPoint. I honestly, one of the biggest things that takes me months is to build a proper PowerPoint presentation when I'm doing these masterclasses, and I hate it. So I got Wayland to build it for me. But not only that, the software itself that's under the hood. Watch this. This is the system. I actually built the entire slide deck and the PowerPoint system. In fact, here, I even built a presenter view so I can actually present this to you. Watch this. I mean, just to, what the hell slide was I on? Okay, I was on slide 84 here. I even built, because I wanted to do drawing tools. This is all built by Wayland. I will never use PowerPoint again. I didn't make a single bloody slide here. This was all created by Wayland. So, you've seen what Wayland can do. Let me put that back to full screen here. Yeah, this is all done in a browser, by the way. This entire presentation is just running as one master HTML file. Even these little particle effects that you're seeing floating up the screen. Again, can't do this stuff in PowerPoint. This blew me away. I actually built this entire bloody thing in an afternoon, including the slide deck that goes with it. So you've seen what Wayland did. Now let me show you what's inside it. It built, like I said, everything. The demos, the slides, everything you've just seen, but there's so much more to it. So feature one, for example, it is the core system itself. It's a self-evolving agent. Control any agent you already have, one unified interface. It's bloody powerful. So you can also do projects, which we gave you a sneak peek of, organize your work across any agent, shared project memory, upload files and references, actually get shit done. 73 assistants are actually useful, built it, like I said, get shit done. I tend to say that a lot. But 73 pre-trained agents, all with their own skills, create your own in clicks. You've got the quick launch bar, which sits on your desktop for the ones you use most. And it's even got a co-work mode, so it can work with your desktop and your computer and everything else. You've got 176 workflows from idea to actual outcome. They can work with you or work for you or work autonomously. It's very bloody powerful. Schedule tasks, so you can set up repeated tasks just by asking. Schedule anything you need. Run real recurring work. Keep awake, so even when you're walking away from your computer and everything else, boom, it's in the background doing its thing. So it's real hands-off and autopilot. Actually 50 teams. In just the last couple of days, I added a whole load more teams. So a whole load of self-assembling specialists, all working together, your agents working together, all working from shared tasks and blackboards and everything else. I won't go nerdy there. Shared memory, so everything is remembered across sessions, across projects, and even, if you have Claude or ChatGPT working together on your machine with Codex, they all can talk to each other and remember everything between sessions. Over 2,200 skills, experts on demand, all auto-loaded when needed, and everything else that Wayland does, like we said earlier. So that is Wayland, the engine that does the work. And the proof isn't a dollar figure, it's a shipped asset. Now, your circumstances aren't the disqualifier that you thought. The method removes the exact things you were missing. So money, time, team, audience, timing. You have what you actually need, a thing you want and a tool that actually ships it. So here's what our beta testers said. Real beta testers, I thought, again, Marcus, I thought every AI course out there, bought every single one. And by Wednesday, I had a real live capture page with my name on it. The first time AI actually finished something instead of leaving me with 20 tabs. And, Jennifer, not technical, she got an offer page up that she was about to build for 2 years, which I thought was great. I know that story well. The deadline is the whole thing. 5 days live, no escape. I shipped the content engine for my coaching business and landed the first client off of it the following week. That's David. And so many more. I mean, again, what clicked for me was the cross audit, and came in with no idea of what to build. By the end of day one, I had a money map plan. That's perfect. By day 3, it was live. And I got a folder full of half-built someday projects. Now actually started, kept me moving between sessions. This is what it's all about. So that's the whole method, not a teaser, the actual bloody thing. Plan, build, ship, and you get cross-audit twice. Once after the build, once again after the plan, then after the build, all of it. Now, I told you I'd teach you the real method, and I did. Now, you could take all of this and go build it by yourself, right? Yes, absolutely you can. Honestly, yeah. Some of you will, and I genuinely cheer for you. So the no-slop gate catches the machine's mistakes. It can't catch your plan pointed at the wrong bloody thing. See, that demo took me 20 minutes because I've run this loop hundreds of times. Your first loop alone, with nobody to catch the wrong plan before you spend the week building it, that's where 3 weeks disappear into the ether. See, knowing how to swim and having a coach in the water on your first open water mile, those are two very different things. So that's the whole method and the honest wall of doing it alone, which is exactly why I built a masterclass that's going to start on Monday to actually do it with you. Remember what I asked you at the very start? I said I'd show you how to build a real sellable thing with AI, with no code, no team, no fortune, in days, not years, even possibly done by today, not someday, and that I'd prove every word live. Well, you didn't just hear it, you actually watched me do it. The funnel you came through, the demos, this whole presentation, the software driving this presentation, even Wayland itself was built by Wayland, all built with the engine live. That was part one. The proof is real. Now, part two is the part you came for. How do you do it? So let me show you exactly how to do it yourself. Now, you can build one real income asset with AI starting right now, maybe even done by next week, maybe even done even sooner. You know the method now. What you don't have is me looking at your plan with you, helping you build the plan, build the idea while you build the real thing with Wayland. You know, the thing is, like, Sean, could I do this with you? My actual asset built live this week. Well, absolutely, yeah, that's why I built it. So let me show you. So I built this masterclass, and it starts Monday, and we go for an entire week with you, and we're going to kick ass all the way through. Watching me build mine is one thing. The thing that actually changes your life is building yours. So that's what the next 7 days are going to be for. Now, quick heads up, this isn't going to be for everyone, okay? It's a live build week with a hard cap on seats because I only have so much bandwidth, and I want to make sure everyone has my personal time and attention so we can focus on you and your business, your assets, your plans, your builds, everything else, because I'm actually in there with you every step of the way. And if you want a course to binge and never open, well, it's the wrong thing. Keep your money. This is a live masterclass. So this is the AI Income Engine Masterclass. 7 days together, plan together, build together, ship together. You walk out having built one real income asset with AI, with Wayland, well, by the end of the week or the end of the month, depending on how deep the product it is. Remember, I called today part one because part two is just you hitting go with me next to you starting Monday at 11 a.m. with session one. Now, you've got the method, you've got your asset picked, and this is something I'll talk about in a moment. So you're at day zero with a plan in your hand. This is what we're going to do. So this is the week that drags a finished asset out of you. Plan, cross-audit the plan, build, cross-audit the build, ship, and the same 5-step method you watch today run across the week. Every day exists to push you one step closer to live. So 7 days, one shipped asset, no way out. So day one is plan, day two, build, day three, ship, day four, what's next? The most important day of all. Day 5 is a live Q&A with me. Day 6 is what we call Operator's Hour. Day 7 is when we end the masterclass, everything shuts down, and we move on. So let me go through each one in detail. Day 1, plan, then cross-audit the plan. We plan your asset together, live. You walk in with a candidate, you walk out with a plan that we have cross-audited before anything even starts. You bring an idea, even a half-formed one, leave with a clarified build-ready plan. We run the no-slop gate on the plan first, and then we're ready for day 2, which is build. We point Wayland at your plan. Wayland does the hours, not you. You bring your decisions. It brings the work. Day 3 is we cross-audit the build, then ship. We run a second cross-audit on what we built. Then we get your thing live. Actually put it together, a real URL, a real outcome, a real asset. So like I say, we cross-audit the build before it goes out. A real thing on the internet that you built, whatever that may look like. And like I said, this is kind of like dopamine day in many ways. Then the most important day. This is the day the whole week pays off into a path forward. We turn the one thing you shipped into a repeatable income engine and map out the next 30 days so the momentum doesn't die when the live energy does. The shift from I built one thing to I run engines. Your shipped asset becomes a repeatable income engine, a clear 30-day map forward so you never drift back to zero. Now, here's the flip side of this. I'll just keep doing this myself now, one engine at a time. Well, that's the plan you'll write in your head the second the first thing goes live. And it's the plan that quietly puts you right back where you started. Let me show you why and what beats it. One asset is a win, a repeatable engine, and it can be life-changing. Most people who learn this build exactly one thing, feel proud, and stop. The operators do something different. They turn that one thing into a pattern they can run on purpose, then point it at the next opportunity, and the next, and repeat. The same method, new target. That's the whole gap between a good week and a different year. So, shipped asset, repeatable income engine 2, 3, and onwards and upwards. So this is built around the asset you ship this week, not a generic template, turns the now what into a dated 30-day path you can follow on autopilot. Yours free, included in the live week, no upsell required to use it. So day 4 closes with a gate, and I want to be careful how I say this because it matters. I'm qualifying you for commitment, and I ask 3 questions out loud. Question 1, the ship gate, okay? Did you actually ship by day 3? Or are you on a real honest track to ship by the end of the masterclass on Sunday? Gate 2, the time gate. Will you commit about 4 hours a week for the next 60 days? The buyer gate. Do you have one buyer in mind right now by name? You see, this is what it's all about at the end of the day. Then day 5 is the Q&A. The Ask Sean Anything. Your specific roadblocks solved live, not generic, yours. Bring the thing you're stuck on, we unstick it on the call. And then day 6, which is the 4th of July, so for my American brothers and sisters, it may be a little bit of a challenge, but hey, this one's kind of a free run, if you will, and you'll see behind the curtain on how I actually run this across my business, the stuff I don't share in the slides, and can't share in the slides, how the method runs in the real world, the operator view, not the highlight reel. And then day 7 is the last day. It's when everything closes down. We're done with the week of the masterclass. We'll celebrate what shipped, crown the week's winners from a prize pool. Yes, I'm actually going to put up $1,000 of my own money to help you kickstart everything off with whatever you want to do. And we're going to be judging those who shipped the best thing for the week and a few other different ways of doing it. So lock it in, ship anything, still open, plan the next one. We celebrate what the room actually shipped. We announce the week's winners from the prize pool, and we are rocking and rolling. So then we tie off your asset and leave with momentum, not a finish line, because the end of the week is the start of the future. Now, it's built so you can't not ship, okay? See what that structure does? Every day pushes you one step closer to live. That's the whole point. Now, everyone who joins this week is a charter member of Launch 1, and this is the first version. Your founding price is locked, the lowest it'll ever be. Every class after Launch 1 will pay more, but you got here first. You're the founding class. So this is not for you if you want magic buttons and zero effort. So if you're thinking about, hey, I want to be a millionaire by dawn and all that bullshit, this is not for you. You know, the magic button seekers who want money for nothing. This is for people who, with something they've been meaning to build or want to build or need to build. It is for people who are sick of the idea of just sitting there. Now, if that's you, lean in. Let me build the pile. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stoke the fire here. Here's everything you're getting, and let me build the pile like I said. Watch the number in the corner. We're going to add up every single piece and then show you the price next to that number. So 5 days live training with me. So you're going to build along in real time, daily action plans, plus hands-on coaching with me in the room, live on your build, not a moderator. You always know the next move, and I unstick you live, okay? The no-slop gate run twice and everything else specifically for you and your plan. So what you put out is business grade. You're a charter member, founding price is locked in and the lowest it'll ever be, plus 6 more pieces in your seat. Each real deliverable, and I'm going to show you every single one. So the value so far, $1,294. Now, you also get access for the entire week to the Forge community, a private room of AI builders where everything operates, okay? The operators in the cohort actually shipping with you, not a dead Facebook group or some bullshit like that. You'll be able to get answers between sessions, help each other out, also get advice from me, my team, get unstuck, keep moving. You never build alone during this week. And the momentum room for the build week is very, very powerful. It carries you through to Sunday, then we ship, then the live room closes. Once this masterclass is done, boom, everything shuts down. So that's a value of $297 for the week. Then on top of that, every session we do, you'll get session transcripts. Search it, skim it, reuse it. Every session written up, copy the exact prompts and steps, your build playbook in text. You also get detailed cliff notes and guides. Everything we do, if I find an opportunity to do a cheat sheet or a quick brief version and cliff notes from that, these are your quick reference guides. Everything pulled down, broken down, find what you need fast, hand it to your future self. That's valued at $97. On top of that, like I said, the live Ask Me Anything bonus session, which is day 5, That is very powerful. This is like having me on tap. That sounds actually a little bit weird. Let me rephrase that. I'm there with you every step of the way, and you can throw me any curveball you like. I've never been stumped yet. So fire any question at me live on the call. Get your specific blocker solved in the room. No ticket queue, just real answers direct in real time. And then we also give you a spouse or partner seat. So bring your +1. We even have people bring kids to learn this stuff, and that's very, very valuable. So if you've got a +1 that you want to bring, then hey, great, build it together. 2 heads, 1 shipped asset, split the work, double the momentum. And that, the person who doubted it watches it go live as well. And you know what I'm saying right there. So that's a value of $197 on top of that. So far, the grand total is $2,376 when you bring in the 24 hours access to the replays. Miss a session? No problem. The replays will be up for 24 hours, so you can pick it up before the next session. Never fall behind. If you miss a session, catch the replay. You're all cool. Stay on pace even when life gets in the way, and this is your safety net. That's valued at $197. So, and a little thing, and I thought about this, is that little app we built earlier on, guess what? It's yours. When you join and everything else, you get access to this 1,389 income ideas, every one with the full playbook and the exact prompts to build it. Yours the second you join. So, and the engine that does all of it, well, that's yours free. You already have it. But you can see how much value is in that alone. Now we're going to show you how to get the most out of it. So, $2,376 worth of gear and training, 5 days plus daily coaching, 6 more pieces in your seat, and again, make sure you finish and keep going. That value is real, and it's big. What comes next is going to feel almost unfair in your favor. So I'm not charging $2,376, not even close. Here's what we're doing. Go to the AIincomeengine.com/join, lock in your seat. It's only $47, 47 bloody dollars. The charter member price for launch 1. It will never be this low again. Now, here's the thing. 3 reasons, honest reasons, it's $47. 1, it's launch 1. I want founding members, not maximum margin. I could easily charge 10 times this. You've seen what we're doing here. But this is launch 1. This is the starting point for me. I have some big plans, and you're going to be the first ones in the door, being, well, basically my future success stories. I make my money doing this, okay? You've seen what I've built and everything else, not just teaching. So I don't need to gouge a course like I see a lot of people do. I'd rather have a room full of people who shipped than a handful of people who paid a fortune. Your win is my future marketing. Like I said, this is launch 1. I'll do many launches in the future. The only thing I ask from you is at the end of this, give me a testimonial, okay? That's my reward right there. Give me a case study, a testimonial, a success story. That helps me in the future. That's why we're doing this so cost effectively. So, and of course the engine is yours to keep regardless, okay? I just want to be very clear on that. That's unconditional. When I say you keep Wayland, I mean it. The app's yours, not crippled, no trial that dies. You install it, you keep building with it as long as the work, long after the workshop ends, okay? So get started, go to the AIincomeengine.com/join. Link should be in the chat so you can click it. And where you are now and where you'll be after this masterclass, look, Sunday night before, half-built ideas, where you are probably right now, half-built ideas, you're spending whatever on AI every month that's never paid off. Look from your spouse at another one, right? I've been there. You may be very capable, but you're behind and quietly furious at the things you have not been able to do yet, and nothing real with your name on it. However, after this week, 1 real income asset, live and public, the engine from your desktop, 1 outcome, a page to show your spouse your name on it, your identity back, you run the engine, and the method to do it again with number 2, number 3, and so on and so forth. So for $47, here is the entire stack. The 7 days live with me, build along, 90 minutes a day, 1 real income asset shipped by day 3, Wayland set up when you join, yours to keep, my proven build method walked through live, a match starter blueprint or bring your own, an idea to asset planner the second you join, daily live Q&A, and we're doing a build derby, and I'm putting $1,000 of my own money at the end of it for, I would say, the best project at the end of the week, charter member status plus founder pricing for life, the Forge community, and that is our private Facebook group, and 24-hour replay access so you never miss a thing. Okay, that's a total value of $2,376. Today, just $47. Go to the AIincomeengine.com/join and get started. Now, this is just the starting point. We do have a few optional extras, and the path beyond this is entirely up to you. So we've got 3 optional ways to go further. You do not need any of these to win at the $47 price point, okay? But for the people who already know they want more than their first asset, here's what's on the menu. Okay, so optional upgrade number 1, the red carpet. This upgrade lets you own the live week for 30 days for the replays, instead of just attending it, because for the base program, yeah, you've got replays for 24 hours. If you want to go beyond that, again, then you get the red carpet, okay? You get what we call the Operator's Vault, the exact Wayland command recipes I build with, prompt packs and asset templates ready to load, steal the system, and skip the trial and error. The 30-day momentum map included, a day-by-day plan for the month after the live week, so you can ship engine number 2 while the method is still hot. It turns I built one into a habit. Plan and build cross audits live with me in the room. In fact, here's the thing I'm going to do. After each session, you get access to an extended session live with me. And this is where we'll review the day with you live, okay? So I need to hammer this one home. After every single session, we'll do an extended session. Just you, me, and a select few red carpet people. And we'll go through what you're building, where you are, what you're doing. And this is more intimate. It's a little more of a meeting than a class, so to speak. And we'll be able to go, you can unmute yourself. We can ask questions. You can ask me questions. Very, very valuable. That's worth $996. On top of that, you have the inner circle. This includes the engine blueprint library included, done for you blueprints, so you can always know what to build next in any niche. This goes way beyond the little planner I gave you earlier on. A niche to engine selector. Now, this is very important. It takes your niche and points you at the best engine personalized for that particular niche. So you go from what do I build to this 1 in minutes system. So the picker is for the free build list you already have. And then lifetime access to all the trainings, plus 2 advanced trainings, the second engine and the repeat system. Templatize and batch, so each new engine takes hours, not days. And then the 30-day inner circle room for every future training, free for life. Buy once and keep getting more forever. The win doesn't expire Sunday night. Plus, you get lifetime access to all of the trainings that we do that week, and that's all of yours. So that stacks on top of everything else, including the red carpet. That's a value of $5,051 in total. And then we have the Forge. Now, the Forge, this one is, how do I describe this? What we do in a week, we are only skimming the surface. I want to share the best of the best, but only with a handful. So this is a full 1-day intensive where I build one complete bigger income asset with you. I like to call these anchor assets, and each one of your smaller assets can feed into this. This can be the central pillar of your entire bloody business. This is what I do. You can consider Wayland, which was a mammoth task. Don't get me wrong, it's way beyond. But this is an anchor asset. Now, I'm giving it away for free, obviously, but there's other things that I do as anchor assets. And all of my little assets, all of my little income generators, all of my lead generators, they feed into these. So I'm going to break down how I do this, how I build 6, 7, and even 8-figure businesses doing exactly this, how I transform struggling businesses into income generators at a higher level with one anchor asset. This is where we hit the anvil hard. So, all done with you inside a single day. The whole day of my time building one strategy with you end to end. My hands on your build the entire way. Not a course, not a call I watch from. Okay, this is, we're building anchor assets. So we lock in your strategy first before the day even starts, using the niche to engine selector plus a blueprint to pick the single highest leverage build. So the day itself is all about building. Okay. Now, it may take you longer than the day to build it because, like anchor assets, they can be intensive. But consider what we do before this, the trial run, the practices. It's the once you get an idea of the flow and you're ready to build an anchor asset, these are the ones that create fortunes. And it's a different animal. It really is. But this is where we get into it. So the full session recording as well, yours for life, plus priority access and charter member founder pricing locked in. Because even beyond this, we got something that we'll discuss only live on this call. I'm not talking about it here. I can't talk about it here. But there is obviously something a little bit bigger even beyond this. And I have to keep that private. So only discuss that in this session. So that's valued at $1,791. So the total so far, $6,842 in value. Add the whole machine up, honestly. That's, yeah, like I said, $6,842. So that's $2,376 for the core program. The red carpet, the inner circle, the forge, each piece is something I would sell on its own. So you're already in. I know you decided you want to do this. That's fine. But here's the smarter way in. See, door A is the easy yes, $47, and you're already in. Door B is the upgrade, the complete bundle, $497, everything at once. The bundle's real win isn't even in the money. It's that you start complete instead of stopping to make 4 more buying decisions in the middle. You can take path A, you can pick which upgrade you want, that's fine. Or the easy button, so to speak, is get bloody everything. $497 for the complete bundle. You get the Masterclass, all 3 upgrades. You can pay $497 or you can split it into $297. So $297 today, $297 in a month. Start complete. No more 4 decisions to make. It's the better door. And you can rock and roll. So go to the aiincomeengine.com/join. Let's get you started. Now, 1 scoop at a time is $838. Let me just really hammer this down. You see, if you bought each upgrade individually, the total price of each one, if you start from $497 and buy each one, that's $838 in total. That's why I did the bundle. The bundle actually saves you a bloody fortune right off the bat. You save over $341. So today or a month from now, same you, 1 decision apart. The gap isn't talent or money. It's 1 decision and 1 focused week. Go to the aiincomeengine.com/join and get started. See, right now, the idea is still in your head, where it's lived for months. Tools open, nothing shipped, telling yourself someday or I'll finish that tomorrow. See, 30 days from now, you'll have a real thing, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe more, that you built, an asset with your name on it, and proof that you can do this again. So go to the aiincomeengine.com/join, and like I say, if you change nothing, nothing will change. Aren't you tired of staying exactly where you bloody are? How many times have you said, well, maybe you've gone and bought lots of different things, but never actually been able to apply them, never actually be able to get started? You've seen what we've done today. Hell, I built an entire app for you in minutes. And that's going to help you pick from over 1,300 ideas that you can start building as soon as the masterclass starts, or customize an idea for your specific needs. But if you change nothing, nothing will change. Wherever you are right now, it's not a good place to be. That's why you're here. You're looking for a solution. You're looking for options. You're looking for a way to actually apply and get shit done. That's what I'm here to help you with. That's why you need to go and get started right now. The aiincomeengine.com/join. There are limited seats for this. And once we're full, the door closes. If you go there and it says sold out, it's too late. Someone else has got your seat. That's it. So, an expense leaves. This is something I teach my trading students. An expense leaves, an investment stays and works. Most people spend more than $47 this week on stuff they won't even remember by Friday. This is the one purchase that comes home with an asset attached. So, let me give you a little bit of a promise. My little guarantee, if you will. The show up and ship promise. This is a live training With a real seat, you're taking off the wait list. So all sales are final, okay? Here's what I do stand behind, though. Do the work that week and you walk out with a real live income generating asset, or I'll personally cross audit with you and get you on the way, or I personally cross audit your build with you on the closing call until it's right. And either way, 47 or 497, you keep Wayland, door A or door B. Go to the AIincomeengine.com/join, click the link in the chat. You should see that, and rock and roll. All right, so picture Friday of our build week. Think about it. Start the week with an idea. By Friday, the room's buzzing, people are dropping links to what they've already shipped. One of those links is yours. You hit deploy, and you can sit back and watch other people cheer you on. You made that. And I can't tell you how powerful that moment is, especially when it becomes just your first one. And then you do it again, and do it again, and do it again, until you become a master of the process. The whole second you join, the whole system unlocks itself. There's no waiting on me, no check your email in 3 to 5 days. You connect once and the whole machine lights up. And that automation, well, yes, built by Wayland too, but you're not buying a course that sits in a folder. You're stepping into a machine that's already running. And between now, when you join, and the start of the masterclass, which is Monday the 29th at 11 a.m. for session 1, you can start planning what you're going to build. Hell, you could even make a leap forward if you want to. Applying and starting, but the whole point of this is I don't want you sat idle. I want you starting planning maybe 1, 2, 3 assets. I want you to start brainstorming what you need in your business, what can help you, what problems you're solving. All of that work will turbocharge everything we do when we hit the ground running in the masterclass. Now, I've got your seat here, and I know you're going to join. That's great, and it's fantastic, and I really want to be there when you ship your first asset. I want to cheer you on and make sure that you're rocking and rolling. But again, you're standing inside the proof right now that it works. You've seen what we've done just here today. So go connect it. Go to the AIincomeengine.com/join. Let's get you started. Join, connect on Discord, everything unlocks. So the reason people don't act isn't the $47. When you think about it, for everything we're talking about here, it's no fucking brainer, to be honest. Excuse my accent in French. But it's the quiet fear that they'll buy it and still not finish. That's exactly why it's live and we ship together in 1 week. Instead of a course to die on your downloads folder somewhere, that's what this is all about. So again, like I said, there are limited seats. And as you can imagine, there's a lot of people signing up for this program. I can only do, well, I think it's 500 is the Zoom limit. I have to think about that for a second, but I think it's 500 is the total number of people we can have in this. But once we fill that up, and we will fill it up, then there's no way in. And I don't want that to be you, okay? So, if not this, then what? And if not now, then when? Someday has a graveyard, and it's full of assets that never got built. The masterclass starts Monday, June 29th, 11 a.m. Now is on the table. Someday isn't a date. Make now the day. Go to the AIincomeengine.com/join, and let's get you started. Now, I won't fake pressure you. The real facts are stronger. The doors close Sunday, midnight Eastern. Simple as that, because we start the next day. We do have a hard cap of 500 seats, so I can give you real-time focus, attention, and again, I want to make sure everyone in there has the resources and access to everything we're doing. But also, like I said, it's a hard constraint of Zoom. That's why that number is real. And if this fills before Sunday, like I said, the doors close early. The masterclass starts Monday, June 29th, 11 a.m. And it's actually 7 days. Every bonus, nothing hidden. $2,376 of value, yours for $47 if you choose door A, or the whole machine is worth $6,842. So you can start complete for $497 or 2 payments of $297. Save $341 on that. You don't need more time. You need a system that needs less of it. That's exactly why 7 focus days with Wayland doing the heavy lifting instead of a 40-hour course you'll never bloody start. So build anything that makes money does not mean write code. I want to hammer this home. A lot of people think, oh, well, if I'm using AI to do this, it has to be code, it has to be this. You watched the demo. I instructed Wayland in plain English and drove the tools that did the work. It means point the machine and steer. You cannot waste the week on the wrong thing. So day one, we clarify down to the one thing that actually ships. Then we cross-audit that plan together before a single line gets built. The wrong turn gets caught on paper, not after you've burned the week. So pick your door, get started, either the $47 or the full bundle. Go to the AIincomeengine.com/join, get started, and let's get you planning in advance what you want to build on Monday, okay? Now, if $497 is tight this month, then take door A. Seriously, I'd rather have you in the room at $47 than on the sidelines. And so again, door A is the masterclass, and then you can choose and pick and choose any upgrade you want. You don't have to choose a single bloody one if you do not want to. Get in and start building. Add a scoop when you're ready, okay? Then, if you want to, like, you know what, really, I would really like the whole enchilada. I actually scoop, let's use the ice cream metaphor. You want the whole bowl of ice cream. And personally, that would be my choice because I like ice cream. And I want to mix and match. I like a little bit of everything. So you get every upgrade, every bonus, or if you want to split it up, 2 payments of $297, and you'll save $341. So go to the AIincomeengine.com/join, and there's 3 questions, one at a time. If you said yes 3 times, you already know the answer. Do you believe you could build something real with the system you just watched? Yes or no? Would me and a group of builders live for 7 days make you more likely to actually finish? Yes or no? And is getting started worth $47? Yeah, I think you know the answer. And if you're still thinking, what specifically are you waiting to find out? Whether you'll show up, you will. It's live. Whether it works, you just watched it work. Whether it's worth $47, it's $47. I think the thinking's done. Go to the AIincomeengine.com, go save your seat, and let's get you bloody started. 2 ways to feel in a week. 1, you joined, you're building, you're in the room. 2, you didn't, and you're watching other people drop their links, wishing you'd jumped in. One of those is a $47 regret you can erase right now. The other, you can't get back because seats will be gone. So who is this really for? Well, if that's you, what I'm about to talk about, then this was built for you, and I'd be glad to have you. The person tired of the idea of just sitting there. The person who doesn't want another course, they want a result, and who'll give 7 days to finally ship a thing. Listen, we're right close to the end now. It's time to decide. Go to the AIincomeengine.com/join, pick door A, the masterclass at $47, and get started. Or door B, the bundle, $497, or 2 payments of $297. You get everything, start complete, save $341. Either one, do it now before the page closes on Sunday, okay? Now, joining is the easy part. Here's the whole flow. Land on the start here. As soon as you purchased, there's a little start here page that helps you get set up. Make sure that you've got Wayland installed. If you haven't done it already, make sure that you've got everything taken care of. Connects you up to the community. So you'll connect Discord. The rooms and bonuses all unlocked. They're all delivered in Discord. You grab Wayland from the install page that I'll show you as well. And then you show up Monday ready to build. I'm not disappearing after you buy as well. I'm in the room from the very start. It's live, it's me, 7 days. When you ship your thing, I'm going to see it. And that's why seats are capped. If you've been waiting for permission, here it is. Come build with me, and let's finally get you moving forward. Now, there is no next week for this launch. There's now. Doors close Sunday at midnight. Only 500 people total. And if you go there and it says sold out, well, sorry, you were too late. You dragged your heels. We start Monday, June 29th, either way. There is no later. So go to the AIincomeengine.com/join, and that's everything. No more pitch, just the door. And it's an open just for now. Okay, $497, door A, get started, pick your upgrades if you want to, or the full bundle, get everything we talked about, the red carpet, the inner circle, the Forge 1-day anchor asset builder. There's so much going on, but I'm going to give you the whole bloody lot. So if you got a question, now is the time to ask it. This is where I'll take a few moments here. And I want, if you've got, and the people I want to hear from are the people who are on the fence. They're just on the edge of pressing that button to join, but they got a question. So I'm going to take a few moments here and ask. And all right, so drop your questions in the box, and I'm going to keep this page up while we talk. All right, Sarah's got a question here. It's the first one I see flagged here. Is what's the catch with Wayland? Why is it free? Well, here's the thing. It's open source, and that is, I'm a very big advocate for the open source community. And this is a tool, like I said, that we built ourselves for me and my team, which helped us run our software development, our research lab. I actually have a full AI research lab. We do a lot with cognitive research, all sorts of ideas. I've got stacks and stacks of notebooks and ideas I've built over the years, wrote down. So I pick through those and think about what ideas would be able to be done. We build systems. We actually do a lot with, okay, I'm trying not to nerd out. I realize we do a lot. We build a lot. We research a lot. So we built this tool for ourselves. And I thought, well, you know what? This would be really good to solve a lot of the problems I see out there, which is exactly what we're doing in this masterclass. People who try and do things, but they never ship. They never get stuff out there. And when they do, oh, fuck me, it's terrible. It's all broken as shit, insecure, breaks. I've been doing this a long bloody time. So that's one of the core reasons. Now, in the future, we may do a pro version, which is like a hosted version, because you can deploy this in the cloud, by the way. I didn't want to nerd out on that in this webinar here, because we've only got a short time. But we may do a hosted version, and we'll add some extra functions and features into that version. I mean, that's still on the roadmap. We're considering doing that. But for now, I just wanted to give the tool out. Now, it's in beta. I would say it's not bug-free or anything like that, and I don't think anything ever truly is. I've been doing this for 27 years, software development. Nothing is ever truly bug-free, but the community helps me make this better. So, and one thing is, someone says, what if we find problems? And a couple of other people said they found a couple of little things that they're confused on, or they're not sure if it's a bug. There's actually a bug reporting system right in the system. And you can click on that, submit a bug, and then our team will pick it up. And we've actually got an entire flow for that. So if you find a bug, yeah, let us know. That's actually, Ahmad here is asking a question. Can I connect to this on my phone? Can I run it on my phone? It doesn't install on your phone. It's a desktop app, or it can be deployed in the cloud. But we do have a feature in there where it's called Web UI. And all you do is you can install it on the cloud or on your desktop. You turn on the Web UI, scan a code, like a little QR code, and you can run it right from there. We use a system called Tailscale, it's one I recommend, which is a secure tunnel. So you can connect your phone to your computer, scan that code, and it loads up in your phone. And then, I mean, I was developing a tool using Wayland at 30,000 feet, flying to Japan recently, and I built the entire tool from my cell phone with Wayland on my desktop back home. I thought that was pretty fucking cool. I was very happy with that. And okay, so another question here. I'm just looking through. And by the way, some of these, I'm not going to be able to get to every single question here. But like I said, the questions from people who primarily want to join and are on that sticking point. That's great. So, okay. Is there a paid support option? No, this is open source software. We don't do tech support in the group. I just want to be very clear on that. If you've got a problem, you've got a bug, like I said, submit it through GitHub. That's how we handle that. But of course, we want to make sure you're up and running and rolling. And that's the whole point of this. So yeah, you're all cool on that, but there's not a paid support option. Okay. And okay, so next question here. Does this only work on Mac or does it work on PC? Yeah, it works on everything. We work on Intel Macs, Silicon Macs. We also work on Windows, also work on Linux as well for my fellow nerds out there. So yeah, it is very bloody powerful. Okay, another question here. Can I upgrade from the $497 to the full bundle? That's up to you. If you already bought the $497, the 47 option, and you want to upgrade to the $497, well, refund one, purchase on the other. Okay, we'll take care of that. That's fine if that's your reason. Like I said, there's no refunds, but for that, we can take care of that. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, another question here. Is Wayland locked? Can we only build one asset? No, you can do whatever the hell you want. Here's the thing. Wayland, I can build anything, and I do build anything. I'm using it to write a series of cyberpunk books. I'm using it to write an actual non-fiction book. I'm using it to build websites. I use it to build, well, you've seen, I've used it to build software. I've used it to build the entire sales funnel. All of the presentation here is built between me and Wayland, and we started off with the frameworks. I fed it a existing webinar of mine, and then we reframed it, reworked it as, again, Wayland acting as a team, with a team of copywriters, a team of designers, and if I paid a studio to do this, it would have cost me like $2,000 to $5,000 to get this done. I did it in an afternoon with me and Wayland and a few ideas. Now, I went back and forth because I wanted to change words here, change phrases, change like the flow, dictate what needs to more emphasis. And again, this is where, as you have experience, you're the director, okay? That's how you get this done. But the whole thing is, you can build freaking anything. All you've got to do is define the tasks, define the processes, and then get it done. Okay, so there's a question here. Do I have a full video course on using Wayland, like a YouTube channel? No, not yet. The reason being is we only opened the doors on this, Wayland, released it to the public a couple of weeks ago. And we did it as what we call a soft launch. And the reason for that is I wanted to get it out there to see people break it. Because we've been building this for months and months to make it publicly available, so to speak. And I wanted to find all of the biggest problems first. Okay. And then once it goes out to the public will find things that you never expected. And they did. And we've spent the last 2 weeks hammering out any problems or issues that we can. And I'm sure there's still going to be a few in there, just like every other piece of software out there that newly launches and what have you. I wanted to get that done before we did this masterclass so I can give it to you. Okay, that's one of the big differences. This is also planning ahead and being smart. So what was I going to say there? So I haven't done the videos. Haven't done videos yet because I want to get a few more steps ahead before I do that. But the main thing is it's very intuitive. That's the whole point of this. And by the way, we do have very extensive docs on the Get Wayland website with a lot of tutorials, a lot of how-tos and things like that. But the best way oftentimes is just get stuck in. Now we are planning on doing videos later, but remember, this isn't a commercial per se product. It's commercial grade. It's very secure. It's built with that in mind. But all the video tutorials, honestly, just go press some buttons. It's all sandboxed anyway. So you can just play around with it, try and build something. Just play around with it. Walk through a couple of things. Press some buttons. No harm, no foul. That's good fun. Oftentimes, that's also the best way to discover. But later on, we're going to build out some videos and how-tos and walking through features. But honestly, best way to do it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the AIincomeengine.com/join. Go get started right now. And before you go, claim your gifts. We did say if you got the code at the very beginning, then you got a couple of gifts you can go pick up. And if you go to the AIincomeengine.com/kit and enter your code word SHIP, that unlocks the build kit, which is your quick start kit, and a chance one person's going to get a private hour with me to help build their engine live. Every live attendee is entered automatically. One winner gets a full hour building with me. You know what? I'm going to expand it. I'm going to make it 2 hours, drawn when the launch closes. Go jump there real quick, the AIincomeengine.com/kit, enter the keyword SHIP. You're good to go. But to actually join the masterclass, go to the AIincomeengine.com/join. Get started. I'll see you on day one. Let's go build something real. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time and attention. We're going to wrap it up right there. Thank you so much. Go get started, either door A, door B, whichever one suits you best. And I'm looking forward to seeing you getting started and help you get your first income asset built. All right. Thank you so much. Take care. We'll see you there. Now, I'm going to stay on for a few moments, see if I can answer as many questions as possible. But again, that time is ticking. That countdown is going. Let's get you started.